him that night. See, if he had came to me that night, then I would have never had nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? If he had came and talked to me, like, this is beef, beef rap. You remember the beefs? Like, no, if he had came and talked to me right then and there, I need a chain and a grill and a hat. No, if he had came to me that night, and if he had came to me that night and said, okay, what the fuck did you say? I saw you on the street. You went back in your garage when I was walking towards you, dog. You went back in your house. You never approached me that night. You saw me that night. See what I'm saying? You saw me that night. You feel me? Like, if he hadn't saw me that night, I wouldn't have said nothing. But he saw me that night. You feel me? So now you talking to me the next night. You feel me? You saw me, though. You saw me on the street. It was just you and me. You saw me on the street. No, he saw me. If he hadn't saw me that night, I would have respected it. You feel me? I would have respected it. You feel me? Because it's all about respect. I would have said, okay, he saw me that night. He came to me. You know, he's still a pussy. But he came and talked to me that night. Like, he came and talked to me as a man. But when you come in to talk to me in front of 30, 40 people at a party, now you come in to talk to me about some shit I said that I never said that I didn't say. But I did say to myself I was never going to talk to that dude. I said I was never going to talk to Jeff. I said that. I said I was never talking to him because he wasn't living his raps. That's all that was. I said I was never, because he's been talking about nigger this, nigger that. We even joked about that. You know what I'm saying? These niggers. Now he's on his knees for blacks, but I understood why he did it. I understood why he was on his knees, because Bob got him, you know what I'm saying? He's obligated Bob. He owed Bob. You feel me? So Bob basically started the beef and got that going, and it bothered me the next morning. So I told him about it, and he felt some type of way because he knew what I was saying was the truth. You see what I'm saying? You've been saying nigger this, nigger that. Now you on your knees for niggers in front of me. You feel me? You disrespecting your own blood. You feel me? Because you putting other niggas that you said that you don't deal with over what you said that you dealing with. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem that I don't respect. You feel me? And he comes to me when it's 30 deep. Now he's talking shit. You saw me that night. Like I said, I told her about Candace. You saw me walking down the street that night. Now you coming to my house when you know my mom is in there. Now you coming to the doorbell. But you saw me on the street the last 3 nights. You see what I'm saying? You saw me. You could have came to me that night, punch me, fight, let's go right then and there. But then you come to my house the next night. Or, you know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? If you really got a problem with me, you would have came to me on the street. Because you saw me on the street. You see what I'm saying? If I didn't see you seeing me, then I wouldn't say anything. I'd be like, okay. But see, you saw me that night. See what I'm saying? See, that's the problem. You saw me that night. I was by myself. You saw me. Now you come into my house. See what I'm saying? See, that's another reason why I don't respect it. Because if I was a pussy ass nigga, then you wouldn't have been crying about it. You see what I'm saying? But because you know you can't beat me, and you finally meeting your match in the finals, you know what I'm saying? You finally going against somebody that's about your size, weight. You feel me? You've been fighting against other niggas who are about 20 pounds lighter. Your reach is about 15 inches longer. Then you go against somebody whose reach is longer, maybe. And somebody who's about your height or taller. And somebody who's about your size or bigger. Now you acting like a bitch ass nigga. You feel me? Because you saw me that night. See, that's the problem. That's what's bothering me. Is that if you hadn't saw me that night, I wouldn't have said nothing. I didn't respect you before that. But then I really can't respect you because I saw you and you went back in your driveway. See, you leaving shit off, you feel me? And that's why I was talking about him insulting me. See, you not insulting me correctly. If you came with facts, I would respect that a little bit better. You do kind of got a little stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? It's the show, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it might be a show. I give you that. I mean, I give niggas credit when they say shit right. But see, this dude is completely breaking so many code barriers. You feel me? Because I know if it was another opponent, he would have been stronger. But because he's meeting his match in the finals, now he's acting like a puss. Because I saw him that night. I saw him walk back in his driveway when I walked past his house. He saw me that night. He didn't come approach me. I texted Bob at about 8:24 in the morning. About 8:50 in the morning, Bob got the message because he said, "Who was this?" I didn't respond after that because I knew he knew my number. I said, I can't respect the fact. I told Jeff I can't respect the fact that you're on your knees for blacks. And the only reason why I can't respect that is because he's been so racist. Now he's on his, you know what I'm saying? See, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you meet a nigga, you know what I'm saying, and then you realize you hang around him and he ain't living what he's been rapping his whole life. You can't be involved with a nigga like that because you're gonna sink too. Cause you're not living what you're saying. You feel me? I let it pass. I waited till the morning and it still bothered me. So then he saw me that same day. That's the problem that I have with it. He saw me that same day and he walked into his driveway. He walked into his garage. I was walking that way. He was on the street by the car, right? He walked back into his garage when I walked past him. So saying he could have came to me that night and said, "Hey, I heard what you said. What's the problem?" But when you coming to me, when you know that I'm in there and I'm chilling out, why didn't you say nothing that night? You saw me that night. You feel me? That's another problem that I have is the fact that I know you're gonna be big. I know you know, homo. I know you're gonna be tough. You feel me? Because you would be tough against somebody you know you could beat. You feel me? That's like LeBron James being tough against George Hill. Then he goes up against Kevin Durant, and then he's got his legs between his fucking asshole. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem that I have with these niggas on the street. You feel me? Like with her. I mean, that's a woman, but still, you would have been tough with a nigga that you knew you could beat. You know what I'm saying? Now you got your legs in between your asshole when you see a nigga who's about, you know what I'm saying, your size, your weight, who's about as dedicated or prestige in the game. Now you hiding out. Why can't you go against this nigga right there? You know you about to lose, you know what I'm saying? You about to get swept. You suck. You LeBron James. You see what I'm saying? You trash. Now you suck. Now you walking around with a fucking cast on your wrist for an excuse. And that's what these pussy ass niggas is doing. That's why I can't respect the fact I didn't respect it. I never was gonna talk to him. Then it's a doubly respect. Doubly less respect. You feel me? Have you ever heard that word? Doubly less respect for this nigga. Cause I saw him that night. That same night, that same morning I texted Bob, I saw him that same day. And he went back in his garage. See, he's leaving that shit off. That he was scared that night. He was scared. He saw me that night. Now when it's 25 deep in the fucking garage, now he's coming and talking to me like he a big man. Now he's putting his hands on me and shit. You feel me? Now he's shoving me in the back. You feel me? Now he's shoving me. Now, why didn't you do that night? Why didn't you do it that day? Why was you hiding in the garage that night? You was hiding in the garage, dog. You were in. Why didn't you tell them that you hid in the garage that night when he came through? You hid in the garage, nigga. You ran back in the garage, nigga. You 47, you ran back in the garage with somebody who's 20 years younger than you. You left that part off. You never said that, though. You see what I'm saying? That's why I can't respect it. You feel me? That's the reason why I can't respect the fact. I definitely didn't respect it. Then it's less respect for that. You know what I'm saying? But at least you was there when the police came, though. I still ain't gonna talk to you ever again. You see what I'm saying? But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you saw him that night. Why didn't you come to him that night? It was just you and him that night. You see what I'm saying? If it was, you could have came and he told you. I know he told you. He would have, y'all talked that same day. I know y'all talked. But you ran into the garage, nigga. You ran into the garage when you saw me, nigga. I'm not making that shit up. He ran back in the garage. Now when I'm sitting in his garage at the other dude's house, now you coming to approach me when you got your whole fucking team in there. Why didn't you approach him that night? You saw me that same day. You saw me the same fucking day. He didn't say nothing that day. He didn't say nothing. See, that's why I can't respect it. Because he saw me that same fucking day. You see what I'm saying? He saw me. See, if you hadn't saw me, I still wouldn't have talked to you ever again. But see what I'm saying? See, you breaking codes. Because you leaving shit off, dog. You see what I'm saying? He's leaving shit off. You see what I'm saying? That's why I can't respect it. You feel me? Because he's He's not, because, you know what I'm saying? He saw me that day. He saw me. You see what I'm saying? Like what I told her. She saw me. I was there. I saw you looking out the window that same night when I sent you that video. You were the same person who told me to pull my pants down anyway. Now you crying about. So I'm saying that's the problem. That's another problem that I have with it. Is that if I was a weaker guy, you feel me? It would have been an easy win for you. Now you losing. Now you crying. You see what I'm saying? Tupac Shakur, Herschel Shakur, nigga. no, that doesn't sound like though. Beef 3, Beef 4, nigga, Beef video. No, for real, he saw me. You know what I'm saying? He saw me. See what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's how I know I'm away, because he saw me that night. See, if I see you that night, I'm going to come talk to you that same day. See, he saw me. It was just me and him. It was octagon rules. It was me and him. We could have fought right there. He could have came to me and stepped to me right there. It was hot. I was ready for him that day. Then he comes and talks to me when he's got about 50 people in there, 30, 20 people. It's a party. It's Memorial Day, weekend, Sunday. Because I sent that message maybe Thursday or Wednesday. I saw him that same day. It was just me and you. See, you didn't tell them that that's what happened. You didn't tell them that you ran into the garage when you saw me walking on the sidewalk. See, you acting tough in front of your friends. See what I'm saying? You didn't. It was street rules. It was octagon rules. It was me and you. It was just me and you. I was ready for it. I saw you run back in your garage, nigga. You never came off the garage when I walked past you. You saw me walking. You walked back in the garage. And then, you know what I'm saying, now you coming to me when you got a team over there. It is just me. I'm one fucking cancer. Now you got something to say. You say if you had came to me, I wouldn't have still talked to you anymore. But I would have maybe respected it. You see what I'm saying? See, he pussy. You know what I'm saying? He pussy. So that's the problem that I got. You feel me? Tekashi 6ix9ine. Hershey 6ix9ine. Nah, I mean, for real, he pussy. He could have came to me that same night. I saw him that same night, man. I saw him run back in the garage. I saw a 47-year-old white man walk in his garage, literally damn near run into the garage when he saw a 27-year-old black man walking past. You feel me? And it wasn't on a robbery type shit. It was just me and him. We could have fought right there. Why didn't you come to me right there? You came to me when your wife was outside, when the Mexicans was outside, everybody was outside, the basketball people was outside. You got your whole team, but you didn't come up to me when it was just one-on-one. You came to me when you had your squad. You didn't come to me that same day, nigga. You feel me? And you didn't tell them that that's what happened. You feel me? You leaving shit off. Why would I fight? You see what I'm saying? We could have fought right there. Nobody was in the garage. You could have been like, let's squash it. Let's go in the backyard. I would have been like, all right, let's go in the backyard. Let's handle it right here, right now. Because I'm ready to squat up, nigga. I'm ready right here. We can go right now, nigga. It's fair right here. Let's go. You got a problem with what I said, nigga? Let's go right the fuck now. He didn't even want to go when he had his team in there. He could have kicked me, punched me right there. I was ready for him. I was like, okay, if he puts his hands on me, I never said it out loud to Pharrell, because Pharrell was sitting right next to me. I mean, it's basically Pharrell. Pharrell was sitting next to me, and I'm basically like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, if he puts his hands on me right here, right in the garage, you put your hands on me when I'm walking the other direction. You feel me? You know I'm fixed. You know I focus on one task. Then you put your hands on. See, I can't respect that. You feel me? I can't. I'm glad I'm recording this. I can't respect that, man. You feel me? I can't respect. You saw me that night, and that's what I say. If you saw me, if you see me that night, I'm by myself. You saw me that night. You got the information that night. You feel me? If you saw me that night, okay, let's go right now. You feel me? You saw me. You saw me, nigga. You saw me, nigga. I'm not making it up. He saw me. He ran back in the garage. He didn't come talk on the street, on the sidewalk that day. He saw me, nigga. And that's another problem that I got with it. If he knew he could win, it would have been an easy. He would have. You know what I'm saying? He would have been cracking right there. See, now you were losing against Kevin Durant. You feel me? In the finals, you know what I'm saying? You're not going against Russell Westbrook type shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not going against James Harden. You're going against somebody who's about your size. Now you running in the fucking garage. You feel me? We could have went right there. I was ready for him that day. We could have went right there. I don't give a fuck. Let's go right now. You know what I'm saying? But then you running in the garage. You feel me? You ran in the garage. He ran in the garage, nigga. He ran in there. Swear to God, I was walking down the street. He ran back in his garage. That's what I say. I done had that situation happen before. You ran back in the house. You came to my house when I was back in the yard, when I was in the back room. You knew where I was gonna be at, and you knew my mom was home. And now you knocking on the doorbell. So you was tough before. You see what I'm saying? Now you losing. Now you crying. Now you making up shit. Now you saying, oh, he's sending me videos. He's bothering me. But you were you not. You see, you leaving stuff off. You know what I'm saying? See, that's another thing. I can't respect that. That's another thing that I can't respect. Is that if it was a weaker opponent, that because you know what I'm saying, these niggas done already knocked niggas off. I know they gonna do it. I know these niggas ain't no pussy. I know these niggas ain't punks. You know what I'm saying? But see, you done met somebody you match, and now you acting like a bitch ass nigga. You run it back in the garage. You not coming to me when you saw me on the street. You coming, you knocking on my doorbell when you know that I'm not gonna answer the motherfucking door. You feel me? You know my mom is in there and shit. You feel me? You saw me, nigga, that night. You looked out the window, you saw me. You saw me that night. You saw me walking, you ran back in the garage. You didn't say nothing that night. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That's the problem that I got. You saw me, nigga. You saw me, nigga. You didn't say nothing, nigga. I'm leaving it alone.